Good morning, students. Welcome back. I hope all of you are safe and fit at home, studying well and completing your work on time. This video is for the students of class 8, subject English. Today in this video, we are going to cover one poem of our textbook, that is Honeydew. This is our poem number 8, and the name of the poem is On the Grasshopper and Cricket. It is written by romantic poet John Keats. This is my lecture number 1 of the same poem. This poem is taken from Honeydew book. Students, we shall cover this poem in one lecture only. Topics to be covered in today's lecture are: students, first of all, I will introduce you about the poet. After then, objectives of the poem will be told. After then, main key points of the poem will be read. Then introduction will be read. Stranger-wise explanation of the poem means each and every stranger will be explained line by line along with hard word meanings to you all. Summary of the poem will be explained, means what is the poet trying to convey through the poem. The grasshopper and the cricket will be told. Then homework will be assigned. At last, previous homework will be discussed. Students, before start reading the poem in detail, let me tell you about the poet first. John Keats was born in London on 31st October 1795. He was famous romantic poet. His notable works are Ode to Psyche, Ode to a Nightingale, Lamia, and To Autumn. He died on February 23, 1821, aged 25 in Italy. So students, first of all, let us discuss what are the objectives of the poem. Number 1, to enable students to appreciate the beauty, rhyme and style of the poem. Number 2, to enable the learners comprehend the poem locally and globally. Number 3, to make them enjoy the beauty of the poem. Number 4, to enable them to know about the significance of the symbolic title. So now let us discuss the main key points of the poem. The earth is full of poetry. On summer season, all the birds hide themselves in the cooling sheds. But the grasshopper sings in the hot summer season. He enjoys the hot summer season. The poetry of earth never stops. The shrill sound is heard in the very cold winter season. This is the sound of cricket. Even the drowsy means half asleep person, when he hears the sound, feels it as the grasshopper's sound. So these are main key points of the poem. Before start reading the poem in detail, first of all let us see the introduction. On the Grasshopper and Cricket is a beautiful sonnet. Sonnet means is a 14-line poem with a fixed rhyme scheme, written by romantic poet John Keats. As a romantic poem, On the Grasshopper and Cricket is written in the phrase of nature, which is always happy thought, whether it is hot summer or chilly winter. The poet uses two important creatures in the poem, which are normally considered as same, yet they are different. They are the grasshopper and the cricket. They may look same but are different. One of them sings in the summer, that is grasshopper, while the other sings in the winter, that is cricket. The poem has been divided into two parts. The first part deals with the description of grasshopper and its activity during summer season. Second part is about cricket and its activity during the winter season. So, this was the introduction of the poem. Unlike the ant and the cricket poem, which is on page number 21 in your Honeydew book, which tells a story, this is a nature poem. In it, the grasshopper and cricket don't appear as a character in a story. Rather, they act as symbols, each suggesting something else. So now let us read the poem in detail and notice how the poetry of earth keeps on through summer and winter in a never-ending song. Who sings the song? To know about it, let us read Stanza 1. The poetry of earth is never dead, means the poet says that the poetry means here song, of earth means nature, is never dead. This line gives an insight into how romantics saw earth and nature. For them, the earth sings. However, its singing and joy are not limited to spring season. According to poet, it always keeps singing irrespective of seasons. When all the birds are faint with the hot sun, faint means half dead, and hide in cooling trees, a voice will run from hedge to hedge about the new mown mead. So here the meaning of hedge is boundary made of small bushes and shrubs. New mown means newly cut. Mead means meadows. Meadows means a piece of grassland, especially on and used for hay. Means in these lines the poet explains how, according to him, when it is hot sun, means when it is summer and all the birds are faint, faint means half dead off because of heat and thirst, and hidden in trees to keep themselves cool, there is a voice, means there is a song, means there is a singing which runs from hedge to hedge, means from boundary made up of bushes and shrubs. About the new mown means newly cut, mead means meadows, means a piece of grassland. Means in other words, we can see that when it is very hot of summer, no bird is seen singing as they are half dead and hidden in trees to save themselves from the sun. One can hear a voice which seems to be moving from one shrub to the other, and also in the meadows in which grass has been recently cut down. That is the grasshoppers. He takes the lead in summer luxury. He has never done with his delights, for when tired out with fun, he rests at ease beneath some pleasant wit. Means this little creature that produces that voice is grasshopper. He takes the lead, means he continues to keep the nature alive. In the luxury here it is probably means joy of summer. He has never done with his delights, means that is he is never tired of singing, though it may be burning outside, because when it gets tired with fun, means by singing and jumping, he goes under some pleasant weed, means under some unwanted white plants to take rest. Now let us see complete explanation of stanza 1. During the hot summer, all the singing birds are tired and take rest under the shady branches of trees. But even if they don't sing, the song of nature goes on. We can still hear the voice of the grasshopper, who runs from hedge to hedge. He keeps singing tirelessly, and when tired, rests beneath some weed, means under some unwanted plants. A grasshopper carries on the duty of singing the everlasting song of nature. During summers, he is a fun-loving and cheerful creature and is never done with his delights. Now let us read stanza 2. The poetry of earth is ceasing never. Cease means come or bring to an end. On a long winter evening, when the forest has wrought a silence, from the stone there shrills. Wrought means to brought about. Shrills means voice. Means the poet says that the poetry of earth is never ceasing, that is, never comes to an end, because even on a lonely winter evening, means during winter's evening, no one is outside at that time when the frost means small fragment of snow, has wrought. Wrought means made or brought a silence. One can hear shrills. Shrills means voice of cricket's song from the stones. The cricket's song in warmth increasing ever, and seems to one in drowsiness. Drowsiness means slept half lost. The grasshoppers among some grassy hills, means the cricket, in order to keep itself warm, peep into the kitchen or house and keeps the natures merry, making nature by keeping singing as the warmth keeps increasing and he feels comfortable. And while it is singing, the person who is half lost in drowsiness, means slept, thinks that it is the grasshopper singing in some grassy hills. In other words, a romantic person feels as if he is in spring season because of cricket's song. In this way, the nature keeps itself alive, merrymaking and singing. Or in simple way, we can say that the birds are silent in very cold winter too. Then the earth expresses its pleasure through different beings. On a harsh, means on a very cold winter day, there seems to be utter silence. Then suddenly the silence is broken not from the trees but from the stones. It is the song of a cricket. The song seems to be increasing in warmth every moment. The people hear it in their houses. To someone half asleep, it may seem to be grasshopper's song coming from grassy hills. Now let us see complete explanation of stanza 2. During the cold winter season also, the birds are silent. There is utter silence on the frosty winter days, but the earth has its own way to expressing pleasure and joys. The song of a cricket can be heard, which breaks the silence. He sings from the stones, but not from the trees. His song appears to be increasing the warmth every moment. People are able to hear it sitting in their houses. However, the poet says that to a person who is half asleep, it may appear to be a grasshopper's song coming from the grassy hills. Thus, we can say that the grasshopper and the cricket, two tiny insects, perform a big responsibility. They carry on with nature's continuous and everlasting music irrespective of the extreme climates. The poet has thus personified them. It is thus a symbolic poem. Here, the grasshopper and the cricket are a symbol of the constant, joyous mood of nature. Now let us see the complete summary of the poem. It is a symbolic poem in which the grasshopper is a symbol of hot summer and the cricket is a symbol of very cold winter. Every poet has been attracted towards the beauty of nature. John Keats is no exception to this and finds nature beautiful in all seasons, not excluding the hot summer and cold winter. He says, means poet says that the earth is always singing. When the birds stop singing in the hot summer, finding cool place to take rest or to hide themselves, at that time we find the grasshopper singing and flying from hedge to hedge. He sings tirelessly and when tired rests beneath some weed, means he take rest under some unwanted plant. When the birds are silent in very cold, the earth never stops and expresses its pleasure through different beings like the cricket. It sings the beautiful songs from the stones. It seems to be increasing in warmth every moment, and half asleep human beings feel it is to be grasshopper's song coming from grassy hills. So, this was a complete summary of the poem. So now let us see what is the moral of the story. The moral of the story is the poem teaches us that we should be joyful and pleasant no matters what are the situations in our life. With this attitude, we can easily overcome all the obstacles in life. So this is the end of the poem. Students, you have to complete your homework on the basis of the poem explained by me. And your homework is read poem 8, that is on the grasshopper and cricket, and write word meanings mentioned in the video. Based on the understanding of the poem, write the answers of the questions mentioned in the book Honeydew Arts. Page number 123, working with the poem, question number 1 to 5. Extra questions. Dear students, extra questions are not in your book. Students, you have to write the meanings of the following words in your English fair notebook. First is hedge. Number 2, delight. Number 3, rot. Number 4, drowsiness. Number 5, wheat or wheat. Students, now let us see textual questions of working with the poem, which is on page number 123 in your book. Question number 2 is, the poetry of earth is not made of words. What is it made of, as suggested in the poem? Question number 3 is, find in the poem lines that match the following. Part 1. The grasshopper's happiness never come to an end. Part 2. The cricket's song has a warmth that never decreases. Question number 4 is, which word in stanza 2 is opposite in meaning to the frost? Question number 5 is, the poetry of earth continues round the year through a cycle of 2 reasons. Mention each with its representative voice. Now let us see extra questions. Question number 1 is, what is the theme of the poem? Question number 2 is, when does a grasshopper sing? Question number 3 is, when does a cricket sing? Dear students, you have to complete these questions in your English fair notebook. Student, in this video, we shall discuss homework solution of the homework which was assigned you in lecture number 2 of chapter 8, that is Jalebis. I have already explained you the complete chapter along with word meanings in detail. As I assigned you homework which was to be done by you on the basis of your understanding. And your homework was, read chapter 8 Jalebis and write word meanings mentioned in the video. Based on the understanding of the chapter, write the answers of the questions mentioned in the book It So Happened As. Page number 67, comprehension check, question number 1 to 5. Page number 71, comprehension check, question number 1 to 5. Students, let us discuss word meanings in detail. Write the meanings of following words. Number 1, coiled up means to curl oneself or something into a small or compact position. Number 2 is virtuous, means good and noble. Number 3 is racket, means uproar or loud noise. Number 4 is crouching, means sitting as if hiding. Number 5 is treasury, means wealth. So now let us discuss question answers of comprehension check, which is on page number 67. Question number 1 is, part 1, why didn't he eat all the jalebis he had bought? The answer of the question is, the author didn't eat all the jalebis he had bought because the quantity of the jalebis was too much for him to be eaten full. Part 2 is, what did he do with the remaining jalebis? The answer of the question is, the author distributed the remaining jalebis to the children and beggars who had assembled in the street. Question number 2 is, the fear was killed me. What was the fear? The answer of the question is, the author had eaten so many jalebis that there was the problem of digesting them all. His fear was that one jalebi or two would come out with a bird. Question number 3 is, children's stomachs are like digestion machines. What do you understand by that? Do you agree? The answer of the question is children's stomachs are like digestion machines since they remain active every time, so they have great capacity to digest a lot of things that they overeat. I agree with the statement but only partly. Question number 4 is how did he plan to pay the fees the next day? The answer of the question is the author hoped to get scholarship the next day. So he planned to pay the fees the next day when he would get his monthly scholarship. Question number 5 is when it is time to pay the fees, what does he do? How is he disobeying the elders by doing so? The answer of the question is when it is time to pay the fees, he tucks the bag under his arm and steps out of the school. He is disobeying his elders by crossing the railway track. Now let us discuss question answers of comprehension check, which is on page number 71. Question number 1 is what was the consequence of buying jalebis with the fees money? The answer of the question is as a result of spending his fees money on jalebis, he had to be absent from school for the first time in his life, even though he couldn't pay his fees on time. Question number 2 is his prayer to God is like a lawyer's defense of a bad case. Does he argue his case well? What are the points he makes? The answer of the question is he argues his case well. He tells Alamia that he has been religious and the most devoted student. He would not have spent his money on jalebis if he had known about the delay in scholarship. He promised that he would not repeat such act in future. He also offered namaz, recited 10 surahs. Question number 3 is he offers to play a game with Alamia. What is the game? The answer of the question is the author plays a game with Alamia that he would go from the spot to a signal. God must place 4 rupees under the big rock. It would be fun if he would pick up the rock and find 4 rupees there. Question number 4 is did he get 4 rupees by playing the game? What did he get to see under the rock? The answer of the question is no, he didn't get 4 rupees by playing the game. When he lifted the rock, he saw a worm instead of coins. Question number 5 is students, if you like our videos, then hit on the like button and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you and have a nice day.